Okay. Just testing if this thing works. Okay. Welcome to the Cope video and musical analysis. Should be up there. There we go. I'll be explaining the creative process behind this because it's more sentimental and you wouldn't really understand it other than maybe the lyrics if you weren't me or my girlfriend. So I'm going to explain the creative process behind it, how I made the song, and everything else. First off, whenever you're making music, I'd recommend Rhyme Zone. Just easy to help with that. My first step in the creative process is always to start off with making the lyrics, unless I'm just working on something else or in free time, and I come across a good sample or a good idea. For example, I don't have this pulled up because I forgot to bring it up. I don't want to bring it up now. But there was something, I think it was in G major. I went from an, what was it? A B to an F, and it sounded decent, really, like really good. So I think I might use that eventually. But it's either I start off with an idea from a music software, or just playing music, or I start with the lyrics and then go from there. I started off with the lyrics. I knew I wanted something like strumming, either a guitar or a ukulele, something like that. So I put it into a decent rhyme state where I could, I could sing it that way and not have to deal with the problems that come with that. I did a chorus and I did a first verse with 2 stanzas and a chorus. Just gonna quickly press return here, so that goes down there. I have a verse 2 with 2 more stanzas and a chorus with 2 verses to the chorus, which is just the same part but louder. Now I knew I wanted ukulele or drums, so I just looked up samples for that, and I found this by Ren's Plays. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. Let me actually plug in my headphones so we can listen to it. Where's my headphone jack? Let's take a listen to it. I cut off a little earlier, but you get the point. Here's the struggle with this thing. It's not actually 120 BPM. I'm not logged into the account, but at default, if you put the thing at 120 BPM, it will not be on beat with a 4-bar system. It will go somewhat into the next bar because it's 12.5 seconds. If it actually was 120 BPM, it probably would not be 12 seconds. It would definitely be less. Oh, yeah. Calculations in my head are saying it would be less. Yeah. So, alright, I'm not doing that now. I'll do it later. But the point is, it sounds good. But I knew I wanted something else with it. So let's go into Cope. This is the actual song. I don't have any vocal track here, and I'll explain why in a second. But first, I'm going to isolate this, and we're going to play that beat. I'm going to raise up the master volume. It is a drum kick and then a hit-hat in this pattern. It's specifically in this. I think drums, machines, LUV. It's free. I wanted something like this because I could have done something like this, but I didn't want to because I thought that didn't. I wanted something that catches your attention, but doesn't necessarily go for 4 beats. I also want it not to be loud, so it's the lowest volume on this thing. With I don't know what the volume is on this thing. 1 second. -10. Now, let's shrink this down so I only play that. Let's see what those two things sound like together. Now, like I said, if you would actually make the time 20 BPM, which I will do now, just to show you. I will apply it, but I will not adjust the music because this music is currently set. I'm not going to adjust it so I can undo it. It goes in, it's not even, as you can see if I zoom in fully. Even on 7.2, it's just not even. So by making it 77, you get it perfectly. I can go to any measure, it will be on there. In fact, if I go to the end, if I find that, I'm going to zoom in all the way as I can. I literally cannot scroll anymore. It is very close. And if it's not, then it's just really, really small, and nobody would really be able to tell that it isn't perfect. It's either perfect or so close that you won't really notice it. The key is still F, though. Now, I'd like to move this over to the chorus. I wanted something that was decently loud, but I also wanted some effects. I'm pretty sure this has effects. Let's check those. No, no effects. Thought I had some effects. Maybe it's on the verses. Anyway, I want mostly just to be louder without actually having to change it. I wanted one thing that was constant, and then additional things that I could add different effects to, so I won't have to have several different things here. I like to simplify my process. That's an example of this whole thing. Now, I'm pretty sure that the verse, once again, this is all the same sample. Everything here is the same sample. You could add other samples. In fact, I'm just going to let's just pick rock and pick the first sample. I will not, let's see how this just sounds like that. I'll move it to the beginning. Just because, showing that at least it is the same BPM. At least, let's just see what it would sound like. That doesn't sound good at all, but that was what you would be doing if I wanted to add other things other than the ukulele. Once again, this whole thing is more sentimental than anything else. Once again, I'm pretty sure these ones have effects. I thought I put effect. Oh, that's right. This one had an effect at some point, but it made this bar louder than this bar. It made it sound extremely weird and clunky, and I didn't like that. And I couldn't find out how to fix it, so I just removed the thing and just made it a little softer. So if we start at 7 and go to 9, we can see that it's getting softer. Now, I can close that. This final chorus I wanted to be loud, so it is at the max volume of +6. This is at 4. That's at -2. This one's at -10. This one's also at 6, but I wanted this to be louder. Maybe this one actually has effects. Nope, that might have the volume effect, but nope. But yeah, I'm not just going to move the deck here so you can hear what it sounds like when transitioning into it. Since I can move this around, we can move it here, and we can silence that. Move this over here. Boom. And we can see what difference this makes. Actually, it's better if I just do this. We'll also include that. As you can see from there, it's a little bit softer. I'm not blasting the volume, but I wanted something that made a difference that also didn't mess with the whole thing of making it sound weird. Once again, this is a sample. You'll listen to it. Also, it's royalty free, so that's why I used it. Now, assuming I did this correctly. Yeah, there we go. We're not going to be analyzing the music video. Let's skip ahead to some parts. Nope. I just want to make sure that the speed is normal. Okay, so this whole scene was taken in one take, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this whole thing was taken in 1:26. I used two versions. I used this thing for. I used. What was it? I used half of this about for the first little part, and I used the other half for the second chorus, and then the third chorus I just made an entirely new thing. But yeah, the reason there's a towel there is because when doing that, you see that over there. That is hydrogen peroxide. I had, at the time that I filmed this, I had earwax thing in there. So I needed to be there, and so in case the thing slipped out of my ear, that I guess it was stupid and didn't just lay on the bed. It was either that or I'm not sure when I filmed this. I could have also spilled water on the bed, and that's why I did that. Yeah. But yeah. You can see this is if you were to look in my room now, this is exactly what you'd see, other than maybe a more messy floor. Yeah, this is the when all I see is red verse. I added a little bit of a tint. A little tint to it. Also, what I'm holding is a crochet heart. I'm not gonna Google grab it. It's just this one, but bigger and more red, and less pink. Actually, just going to lower the volume a lot so you can hear me. Okay, so there's a lot of references in this scene. I tried to mimic the outfit I was wearing that day I had this mental breakdown. Basically, I'm working on an assignment. The monitor's in the back. I'm not sure if I had the second monitor. Maybe I did. Probably I did. Anyways, the monitors, what's on the monitors, that's not accurate, but I want to add references. That's why that's there. Also, if you were to watch this video from a different camera angle, you guys would be right here. But since I had to record this on that same stand and with this attachment with my phone, you guys are just missing. You guys are just actually behind the speaker right there, the camera. But yeah. 1, 2. I hated, yeah. Yeah. Unhealthy coping mechanisms. My girlfriend has prone to breakdowns. And here is my favorite reference. This is an actual assignment for an actual class in my school, and I submitted this as an actual answer. You can read the whole thing if you'd like to. I can't change the quality of this because I don't know why. but this is an actual thing that I submitted. It's just me breaking down in an essay. As you can see from this, I didn't even finish the assignment fully. I think I got full credits just because of this, and I didn't even mean to do it to guilt trip. Okay, right here, that's a prop I used. I wanted to mimic what it would be like if I didn't have my girlfriend to help me with these problems in 2 of these scenes. This is a place where if I have a mental breakdown before lunch, I go to Bertha to call my girlfriend and decompress, essentially. And it's basically whenever I just need to A, get away from people, and B, so I can talk to her without, people asking, hey, are you on a call? Are you on a call? Well, maybe getting in trouble for that. But I got permission from my supervisor person in charge of the people. Last name's A3, saying I could call my girlfriend if I needed to. If I had a mental breakdown. So yeah, I'm just gonna skip a. This scene's pretty funny at some points. I intentionally fell off here, but it makes it. I mean, it looked like it was an accident. Yeah, this scene is there's a reference here. A little bit. Yeah, there was a time my girlfriend was having a panic attack. She sat in either this chair or the chair like over here off screen, but this chair's in the way of the door frame, so I could actually record it rocking back and forth. As you can see down here, I have like makeshift legs. They're just some cardboard box pieces that I just connected to a bigger box with blue tape, so it looked like somebody was swinging their legs in there. It doesn't touch the ground fully, but I don't really care about that. I just wanted to be the illusion of there. Yeah, you can see there's cardboard right there, but I wanted to just show that there's something there. But yeah, this is just yeah. But this is when I got terrified when she did that, and I wanted, and I wanted her to lose her smile, because that's what this verse is about in the song. Happiness is always in sight. Now, this scene is my most recent at-school mental breakdown. Both of Frank's stores were locked because of, I think it was the play that was going on. Either that or they were tearing it down. I don't know which one, but both of Frank was locked, so I went to the new area to call her. Had to leave there, so I decided to just go to the stairs not leading to the main area, but like the hallway leading here, like near the math hallway, for those who know there, and went down the flight of steps. I recorded that there, not during lunch, just so we're clear. And yeah, this is also just what would happen if my girlfriend was not there to support me. Now this scene is just showing things it's just me remaking the song you saw in some places, not every. And it's just singing at the end. As you can see, my mascot's in the background. I don't think you can see it here. I can shift it around to make it there, but I'm not going to. But yeah, there was a lot of creative processes going into it. I wanted this to be more of a sentimental thing. Because I had to make the effects look nicer. So instead of just making the effects look really cool and hyper-realistic, I just decided, why don't I just make this video which you're watching now. I'll leave this video unlisted so I can still be graded on this, because this is for Mr. Git's He Can Be Taught project. But this was a lot more of explaining my process of how I made this song and all the thoughts that went behind it, rather than just making the music video better, which would mean a lot more hours being put into something that is very sentimental to me, but also I have to pay money for all the good effects. Either that or pay somebody else. Because I had a really big assignment when I was editing this. Yeah. I actually had to redo this last scene because I didn't realize that the quality was at 360p. I only export at bare minimum at 720. Yeah, I got HD, so at least it means 720. So yeah, that is my creative process behind my sentimental song for my girlfriend. Thanks for watching.